agave or make better the zone of Jalisco and completely. Okay, and about the trees, also Patron dedicate a lot of time and the money for the grooves more trees and make so much beautiful, so much green part of Mexico, and like dedicate the production of Patron generally for the naturals, no? Because it change the climate and many reasons, okay? And the last one about limes, margaritas. Also, relocation of 3,000 limes trees to make room of recent expansion projects. Also, Patron collaborate with a lot of foundation homes to the help of the child, for the people who have the problem with the health, you know, for the children, for many industry of where they recarried. Okay. The next one, it's about the difference of 100% agave and mixtos. You know, mixtos tequila exists until to 100% agave, until to the premium product. So the first tequila quality standard established in 1949, where in generally when the people know the difference of mezcal and tequila, and started to elaborate normal tequila, no, what's called mixtos exactly for today. So mixtos tequila. One time, and the world is really famous. So 20 years ago, we doesn't know about premium tequila, or we just listen about it, because not so much famous like now. So in 1949, the first standards established officially of tequila, but later in 1989, was born Tequila Patron, who's the first brand of the world who start reproduction of premium products like 100% agave. So using just agave, just the heart of from the piña. Okay, so what I'm ready to say, was born Tequila Patron in '89, and also invented a like certificated logo of NOM 1492, what exists just in the 140 licensed distillery in Mexico. So exists most of 2,000 variation of tequila, but just 140 products of the world who has this logo, and you can see over here. Okay, so not every tequila can put this sign, because it's just officially property of owners of premium product like tequila. Okay. Now a little bit more detailed about production of distillate. How is the difference? How is the steps? Okay. If it's okay to read them, not so fast. Everything good? Okay, perfect. So. About the traditional and preserving of all steps in general, okay? So the world's finest ultra-premium tequila, elaborated from agave, I'm ready to say. So first of all is recollection of agave, and later it's baking. You can see all product is elaborated in the special form, without contamination, without any gas, and for separate two different methods. And the final, they mix it like coupage, like whiskey, but not the same, because not the same product and not the same distillation. So using taona, some like volcanic stones, really stronger. Where it's crushing every fiber from the agave, and with idea for take maximum juice, and also make 4 or 5 times the same method. And also here we have a little bit more industrial, a little bit more different process, because here you can do so much more. And here you can do a little bit menace, but so much high quality of extraction. Okay. Later fermentation. Fermentation also is different because here the fermentation with the fiber and the juice with the mosto, and the second one is just the mosto without fiber. Okay. And also the distillation. So for separate different methods, it's always alembic charente, always Cooper still, but the quality and different of all distillation, and Patron doesn't use the longest alembic charente. So when it's short, it's so much high quality of the product. And for the last one, blending and bottling and aging if it's required. So agave farming. In this time, we were ready to explain about the agaves must stay minimum to 5 or 7 years in the growth, and the agave just have one flower and one time, and when it's flowered, the agave is died. So it's really important for the take the perfect moment is agave when it's a high volume of the sugar, and the Jimador is a specialist of tequila and the specialist in agave, pendant every day about this plant, about these piñas, okay, for the recollection. It is a unique process. It is a long process. When you take one time agave, the next growth you can do after 10 years. So it required many years and many plants around the Jalisco. Agave selection is always hand-picked. But I ready to say its expert Jimador must stay really pendant about all process, because every detail is really important for to make this a high quality or premium, ultra premium product like Tequila Patron. About the baking, when you have agave, it includes sugar. But this sugar not ready for the fermented. For fermentation, if you know, for when you make every distillate, every fermentation is a sugar. But in the time of agave, you must convert sugar for inulina. Inulina, it's like converted caramelized sugar from the same agave. So one time it's baked, you can crush it, and you can take maximum taste and maximum juice, and also from the fiber. Fiber is really strong. So the process is really complicated. It's, for the baked, normally using 80 hours. 80 hours of the first of all agave completely pickled for the middle, cut for the middle of 4 parts, if it's so big, and bake it many times. So 3-4 days, possibly for the complex caution, and never using industrial methods like autoclaves or diffusers. Also, you can see the same picture, but again, to repeat, it's not contaminated. So it's one of the most sellers tequila of the world, and many production every day, non-stop. So it's really important to know when you work with Tequila Patron, when you use this tequila, you never perjudicate in the atmosphere, and like one method more industrial. About crushing, about milling of agave, when I explain until, in the left part you have taonas. Taonas is these stones, volcanic stones, what can has a size of 3-4 meters and 2,000 kilograms, or 2 tons. Normally, the process is totally handcrafted, and you can see here this part is like juices, and the other part is the fibers. So they make the roads for the best, for the extraction, best quality of the taste. And the right part, you have roller mill, it's similar, but little bit more different. Not the same power of extraction, but also make like 5 times the squeeze it, repeating every time for the takes maximum result. And in this time, it's really important to make this process for the take the sugar from the agave, because if you bake it and you have inulina converted sugar for inulina, it's not enough for the start of fermentate. And here's the same. When you can see the left part is Taona meal, and here we have 2 different fermentations. So in the left part, it's from Taona with the fiber. It's the mosto with the fiber and fermented together. And the right part is just juice, just mosto, and a similar process, but 2 different materia. And mixto, and tequilas mixto, never uses this process. This process is used in one time, but not 100%, because it's using just 50% or 51% of original traditional method, and later, so neutral alcohols, mix it. So, and later, this brand's called his tequila, but never can say premium, and never can put the logo of NOM 1492, because not complete requisites of original elaboration of tequila. And about distillate, the first distillate, it's when the mosto is already finished fermented in the high level of alcohols inside, so using 2 different methods of distillation. The first distillation, it's from the mixing 2 different products and distillate for separate, and take 75% of distillate for the make distillation again, and 25% of heads and tails separate. So double distilled product always. And in the first distillate, we have many flavors and 40 proof, but the next one, like triple more, so much hard, so much tasty, and also it is different of every tequilas of this method of distillation. So double distilled, and most of 70% of the heart of the distillate. Really important, because many brands use many parts of heads and tails for the mixing later, for the make like blend tequilas or blend distillate, offering like premium quality, but not always is premium. The sizes of Alambic Charente for Taona using of the 700 liters and 500 liters. And for the roller, a little bit most biggest, because the production is so much height. And what I say about the size of the condensation, it's really important, not so long, because when it's so short, so much better condensation, so much concentrate, and so much rich taste, and final result, it's amazing and totally different of every different distillate, like vodka, like whiskey, normally using pot still of 10 meters, and the concentration not the same. About blending, so when I finish distillate in Taona and in a roller, prepared one special blend. This is a secret. And later bottle it. And if it's required, the first part is the bottled, and for the next variation of tequila, it's aging it in different oaks. Later I'll show you about the oaks. We're using tequila Patron for him elaboration. Here in Spain and Portugal, we have one variation of tequila Patron, like silver, like reposado, like añejo, and exists so much more variation, like limited edition and etc. So here we have about the process of bottling, it's also every process manual. No? So the bottle is elaborated by recycled crystal. Every taps is elaborated by handcrafted cork. No, here in Portugal it's really traditional. No, and there also you can see in the photo using every person who make tequila using just recurse of humanity recurses, and every bottle has a sign of a number of part of lot of the bottle. What I say about the aging, so it's a different variation of oaks what they're using, like Bordeaux from the wine, from the sherries. Sometimes it's just a simple oak, American oak, white oak, but exists a different variation. You can see it as a French part. So French oak elaborated, it's possibly from cognac. Sometimes it's possibility where the state cognac and like brandy. Sorry. Later we have a variation of the wood, so Limousin white oak, and also this difference of the oak apport different taste of tequila. So in the first one you can see it tastes like raisins. It brings a taste of raisins. It tastes a little bit more spicy. The next one change just a little bit of vanilla or grapefruit or peach, and many more. Later, from Hungarian white oak, normally Hungarian oak is a little bit more sweet, so not meant sweet of sugar, but sweet taste, no sweet sensation. And also you can see here caramel, buttered, citrus taste, and also from the bourbon, and a hybrid of mixing from Limousin and the American oak. Every barrels, different taste, different process, and the first sensation when you make the degustation, it seems like similar, but when you train in a little bit more, you can open new world for you, new taste and new aromas. Here is the products what we have in Iberia, in Spain and Portugal. This is a product what easy to buy, easy to have, and a little bit I will explain a little bit about the different of everyone. The silver, it's just redistilled, double distilled. Later it's embottled, so it's called silver tequila or tequila blanco. Later reposado. Reposado, it's like aged 3-5 months for most elegant taste, so much easy, not like aggressive, okay, and also apart different taste of fruits. For example, if in silver, it tastes like a green apple, Granny Smith, like a little bit of peach, and the reposado is this part of green apple, change it for grapefruit, for peel of lime, so much easy, but it's actually the same product, but just small difference of aged it change profile of the product. And the aged tequila, normally it's after for 5-7 years aging, 5-7 months minimum of aging, and can come to 3 years. And the last one, the Patron Añejo, it is a 3 year of aging, and where they take totally different taste of the wood, with the notes of little bit of whiskey, little bit of bourbon included. Really interesting. And Tequila Patron never used any coloring for elaboration of aged distillates. No caramels, no sugars, all product is totally natural and never using added products and never using any sugars. Here we have a little bit about the line of tequila Patron what exists around the world. So it's one line of what's called Roca. So elaborated just with a unique method. So sometimes it's just from the toanas. So this product so much complicated, so much difficult, so much cost. So like one variation of limited edition. Here we have the silver Roca and aged. And the next one is a reposado, the same time, 5 months, but specialty in the barrels from the bourbon. And the third one, el añejo, is 14 months, also in the barrels from the bourbon. Here we have Grand Patron, so much high quality. Not the last one, but so much different methods of elaboration. And this time you can see it's not double distillate, it's triple distillate, so much concentrate taste of tequila. Little bit more highest proof of alcohol. Also the taste. The next one is Grand Patron Bordeaux. It's finished in the cask of Bordeaux from France. Totally different notes of wine. Really interesting. Grand Patron Piedra. It's elaborated just in Tahona and also extra añejo. So so much more years of aging, and doesn't use the second method of extraction of the juices or mosto. So just in Piedra. By this reason, it's called Piedra. And Grand Patron Smoky. It's also the similar of Grand Patron Piedra, but in this time it tastes a little bit smoky because the process of this of baking is a little bit more lager, so a little bit more flavored, like smoky, not like mezcal, but like tequila, a little bit smoky. Okay. And here we have limited editions. Honestly, I've never tasted, but I must to represent because it's really interesting, and in 15 days I am to travel, must to travel to Mexico. So hopefully I can taste one of each. Really beautiful presentation about this bottle. So Guillermo del Toro, a blended extra añejo tequila and aged orange liqueur, an extraordinary presentation. Here in I don't know in Portugal, but in Spain, I'm tasted one variation of liqueur of orange of Patron. It is amazing. But for today, here it's not exported more. But really interesting. I think here in Guillermo, it's something similar, but with the extra añejo, because what I taste the liqueur of orange, like silver and orange, really rich. But here I see it's extra añejo, and with the orange liquor also. Later we have añejo. Here we can see it's a hybrid of American and Limousin oak, and used whiskey barrels. I'm imagining from the bourbon, because collaborated a lot of United States, and also the biggest consume of tequila Patron is from United States. And the next one is añejo 7 years. So it's not exist, something crazy, and I think it's really tasty also. 7 years in the French oak barrels. And about me a little bit, and about Patron Perfectionists, really interesting for me. Every year Patron do different, offer different conditions, and you must prepare something new, something innovative, not inspired in the classic, really creativity. So what I say, I'm Dennis. I work for restaurant La Salita. She's a chef, Begoña Rodrigo. She's a Valencian chef who stayed 20 years outside of Spain, working in Holland, London, and many different countries, but she came back 18 years ago to Valencia and opened his restaurants La Salita. La Salita is meant like sala, or like small room, like lovely room, because it's a small restaurant with just 5 tables, and in a long time she has a reserve for 1 year ago, so she must change location, and now we stayed in the antique palace from 1786, really beautiful in Valencia. If one day you have an opportunity to travel to Valencia, hope to see you there. It's really, really beautiful and really different what we offer. So my cocktail offer in our restaurants is super gastronomic. I'm invent cocktails from the dishes. I'm used a lot of spices and a lot of roots and products that are normally never used in the cocktails. So I'm used for my interpreted classic cocktails. So half part of the menu it is a cocktail of a signature cocktail, and other part is like invented by classics. For example, with tequila, we make a lot of margaritas, like with curcuma and turmeric and tamarindo, and also we use pandan leaves and kiwi, and we mix it with tequila with corn, nixtamalized corn, and jalapenos ahumados, smoked jalapenos, and many more. So how this year, when I'm represent for Patron Perfectionists, the first condition what I must to use is for the first top 10 bartenders of Iberia, you must to make something inspired in local products. It's so much better if you used local dishes like inspiration. So I'm staying in the capital of the world of paella, and I think about saffron, about paella, and we prepared handcrafted cordial of tomato and rosemary and saffron. But later we changed the mind, and I think if I prepare something similar like agave, but like mini baby agave. So I'm invent one cocktail inspired in naturals and medio ambient and sustainability, and I do like mini agave and like decoration. It is the first part of where I start. It is exactly jalapeno and rosemary leaves inside of jalapeno, and later I prepared my handcrafted liquor of cordial. It's cordial, not liquor, with the saffron, jalapenos, rosemary. It would taste exactly like paella valenciana, but a little bit spicy by jalapenos. And we mix it in the half proportion with the tequila silver. And cordial, I'm used a lot of limes. So this is the first cocktail that I'm represent, what I call wilderness, inspired in wilderness, and the blue agave and tequila. This cocktail, I think, the moment when I presented this cocktail, I think if it's selection for top 10, I come to the final with the same cocktail. But no, the rules is changed every time. Really nervous, but really interested in the same time, because you change every time. But Patron changed the rules, so you must to continue, because inside you must go for more. No, so. About this cocktail, what I do? I invent like my road, my trip of a community of Valencia and a little bit of Spain with the guest shifts. So I have a lot of friends, bartenders. I called to my colleagues and I said, what do you think if I come with my cocktail for Patron, and we offer for your public the same cocktail all evening, and at the same time I can approach it of communicate with the clients for no feedback for the prepared best version of this cocktail, because one day when we come to Alicante, one client said, the cocktail is really rich, but the seeds from jalapeno is really strong, so I'm for the next recipe, for the next celebration, I know, okay, yeah, I must to clean very well jalapeno for not to have the same situation with the spice, So we make like small road in Alicante and all bars of Community Valencia and Valencia, cocktail bars, a little bit in Madrid and Barcelona also. But later Patron sends the mail, the rules is changed, we must to continue it and invent something new one. So here in the center you can see how this look, the decoration. I'm really proud of this decoration because for me it's exactly agave. And when you see in life, you never can think what is a jalapeno and rosemary, but really beautiful. And when you drink, you like kiss the ice and agave and smell amazing of fresh jalapeno and rosemary. It's really, really interesting idea. Also, we used handcrafted ice, and we do like small stamp, the circle stamp for the put agave like in the earth, okay? And later we change it for, when Patron changed the rules, we must to prepare 2 different cocktails. One of them inspired of every course of famous chef and level, world level or national level, or if it's not national, I mean, if it's not international, so local, but of every chef who has something emblematic, no? So I think I work with Begoña. Begoña has a beautiful course, what's called La Tiara. It's exactly one tartar, elaborated by 3 variations of fish, like tuna, like mohama, and codfish. Later, tomato, powder of almond, eggplant pesto, and in the center it is an olive oil infused of basilic. So it's look like tiara. This course exists many, many years. Many, I mean 15 years, because like emblematic. And she has also one book it's one of book, the Prizer, one of the best book of the world of gastronomy, written by chef women. So, and we think if we prepare this tiara, and we represent the book and La Tiara, and we invented some cocktail about these ingredients or something similar in colors, because the Patron required the cocktail inspired on the course. Later, you must to prepare the cocktail what taste similar like course, and decoration also must to taste similar like course and the cocktail at the same time. So, really completely, you know. So, I think, okay, La Tiara I can do, I can prepare it, I can train in a little bit. I'm stayed in the kitchen 1 month until to compete. Every day, every services, I make a lot of tiara for our clients. So it's 45, 50 tiaras for one service. And later, I think if we take the book and we cut every pages, because it's 362 pages. So if we cut every page, we can put inside the plate, the course, and we can close the book and represent the cocktail and book. And later, when you open the book, it's really, really sensitive, no? So we do one cocktail elaborated with a green tomato, tomatito mexicano. Okay, it's like really similar of like physalis, but the size of like tomato, but tastes like physalis and tomato at the same time. So we take green tomatito, basilic, dill, and mint, and we prepared our handcrafted non-alcoholic liquor syrup, but not syrup, it's more cordial because it's reduced of sugar. The part of sugar I'm used the juice from green apple, Granny Smith. So later we clarify this liquor, and we mix it the same proportion with the cordial and tequila silver. And the decoration part, it is a dry tomato powder, and a little bit of butter. We make like pasta, and we use the mold, and we bake it 3 minutes, like chips of tomato. And later you can see the flour. The flour is simple flour for decoration, so it tastes like salad, but also include a little bit of hell. Here is not appreciated so much, but this hell elaborated with all part when we filtered cordial of herbs. We take this residues, this part of fiber, we dehydrated it, and we elaborated our hell of basilic and different herbs. And we do one cocktail what's called synergia, because synergia of the La Tiara with a book together, and this is presentation what I do for the Patron Perfectionists in Madrid. So I'm come with the services from restaurants, with a napkin from the restaurants. We must take 10 books for the cat, everyone, so it's really, really complicated. So the final, we can do it. And we represent, I'm come with the 3 books. The first book I'm take like here, and I'm explaining about the book, what is it exactly, what is the course. But other 2 books I have already prepared and, with a tartar. So in the time of services, I've served the cocktail and the book, and I open it. At this moment, when I open it, it's like wow, because really you never wait one course inside of in the book. And this is also a presentation of the first competition. And later, in 2 hours after, we have the next one, also really complicated, when you must use signature cocktail, but you must use one ingredient, convert it into 3 different techniques, and every technique must to change the taste of this product. I mean, for example, if you take celery and you cook celery changes the taste, change the aroma, change everything and texture also. So I think if I'm use celery or this typical product for use like garlic, no? If you fermented garlic, it's changed the taste. It's not spicy. It's more umami. It's more smoky. So I think if I'm used garlic or basilic or these ingredients like I don't know, fennel seeds, everybody must go to use the same. And when I come, all people used this product what I think until. So I'm used one version of lemon. It's something amazing. It's something new. I hope it's new for you, but it's not new for nobody because it's an antique version of spiced from Persian. Most of 2,000 years of history. Exactly, it's lemon, boiling with the salt 1 hour, and later dehydrate. So here you can see it is already boiling, and later we dehydrate it. When it's dry, we blend it and we make the powder. And this powder we used for the cordial of the cocktail. Later we make decoration. I put this photo because I make 24 hours, 20 chips, and 20 chips I broken when I closed the toppers. When I closed it, I broke it all decoration. 1 day to come to the competition, so I must to make again. It's really, really complicated, but the result is amazing. So we make cordial with this lemon. This lemon is called Lumi. If you like to look later on the internet any information about this, Lumi with 2 O. In Mexico, normally for today, using like spices for the salads, for the meats, for the tacos also. So I'm use the Lumi, white tea, buttered milk, and I prepared cordial of Lumi, and we mix it with the tequila añejo. And final result, you can see here, not appreciate so much, but it's like a golden brown, the color of cocktail, with idea to represent the bottle of añejo. So I'm used tequila añejo, and I'm used this cordial, and like sour. And the chips I'm elaborate with the Lumi and isomalt, and the B, it's exactly the same pin what I have here. What I do like 1 molten silicone and caramel of honey, top it on the microwave, and later we do like caramels of the bee. And when you start with the cocktail, so you drink a little bit of cocktail, and decoration totally edible and amazing compliment for the cocktail. So for this competition, I start with the wilderness. Later, I'm prepared Synergia, And the last one is a secret. I call it a secret because when I come to the competition, I said to judges, I have one cocktail, what's called secret, but it is really secret. I can't explain you what is it. You must tell me what is it. And all time I'm playing with the judges, and I said, here you have the powder, you can smell it, but you can't taste it. And you must tell me what is it exactly. And this moment I'm really enjoyed because this product many bartenders know, but 95% of bartenders never used, and really interesting. And also this Lumi I put in the special paper what they using for industry of magic, okay, with a powder of fireworks. And when I flame it, it's a make the effect of like a flash. Okay, so I have like one lumi with a paper, and I said for judges, do you know what is it exactly? You are ready to tell me what is it? And judges said no. We think it's possible they smell like lemon, and when I put really nervous in this moment. But later judges said me no, we don't know what is it exactly. And when we flame it, all public, wow, because it's something new. It's something simple, but something new. This is my creativity of this year, what I represent for the national, and for the world challenge I can't explain. Excuse me. Hope to explain for the next time. And thank you very much. Hope that you enjoyed. And it was a pleasure again. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks. Gracias. Gracias.